Alright, let's watch the Mad Season Burning Crusade Ultimate Preparation and Launch Guide. Which is very relevant because we just did our simulated launch event today, which went super, super well. I'm super happy. Let's do this. Boys, when I hit play, you guys know what to do. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Nice throwback. Okay.
Hey guys, what's up? Mad Season here, back with another video for you. If you haven't heard yet, there's a new expansion coming to World of Warcraft. It's called the Burning Crusade. People ask quite a bit what they should be doing to prepare. Usually I just answer this with just play the game.
He actually has no keybinds. This is actually perfect.
I think people underestimate the value of the unknown and just discovery of games in general. But that's pretty much a non-answer, and like I said, I do get asked a lot. So I thought it would be video worthy because I do have some things that maybe some people haven't thought of yet. So no real order here, I'm basically just going to machine gun them to you. First here, and this will be pre-patch, not launch, there are 2 new races coming to the game, the Space Goats and the Sexy Elves. Sometime before launch, we will get a pre-patch that'll convert the honor system, implement some class balance changes, and allow us to create new races. One thing you might want to consider is to set up a summoning alt to the other race's starting areas, or if you have a warlock friend that would help you out. It really depends on your balance. The new races come with new zones actually. I'm in one of them right now called Blood Mist Isle.
Like these zones,
I know a lot of people want to do the new zones, and that's fine, but keep in mind that a lot of people will want to do them as well, so you need to make that decision. Is playing through these new zones worth it, considering that they'll be super flooded? Maybe it'll take forever to complete quests. Or maybe you simply want to start grinding rep for another race for the...
Dude, I don't know. Like, obviously this is min-max. You leave the zone because there's going to be so many people there, like, on day 1 of pre-patch. I think day 1 of pre-patch... You think there will be more Draenei's or more Blood Elves? There's going to be more Blood Elves. 100% more Blood Elves. Either way, I want to make a level... I'll probably do Draenei. I'll make a level 1 Draenei and just kind of, like, hang out and just, like, fuck around for the day. It's going to be, like, there's going to be tons of people there. It's going to be awesome, man.
Their mounts. Remember, low-level quests give you lower reps, so the sooner you get to the other race's area, the better. Just remember to keep your hearth in your major city though, because, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think that you can only train shaman spells in Exodar for the Alliance, and you can only train paladin spells in Silvermoon as Horde.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And on the flip side, I'm sure you can also use this as an opportunity to earn some gold if you're a warlock. You can offer summons to people for a price. I think there would be a decent demand for it. Just something to consider. For tip number 2 here, if you do plan on leveling one of these characters, you should stock up on good BOEs right now for leveling.
Very true.
Since dungeon power leveling has really taken over the game, low-level blues and purples are...
There's a BOE, like, Chain Lightning relic you can get. I had one drop actually in Dire Maul. It might be only from Dire Maul. I don't know where it drops, but anyway, like, you can stockpile gear you know that shamans are going to use or blood elves are going to use. So, for example, probably getting a hold of, like, Skullflame shields on the Horde are going to be worth a lot. Stuff like that.
Are at an all-time low right now. When the pre-patch hits, the AoE cap will be introduced, which won't kill power leveling, I think, but it will damage it quite a bit, since everybody's still capped at level 60 at the time, and since Draenei and Blood Elves are initially locked out of that paid character boost, players who choose these races will have to actually go out and quest, which will increase the demand of these low-level BOEs shortly after launch. So, if you plan on making a shaman, pick up some leather and mail, and if you plan on making a paladin, pick up some mail and plate, some weapons. It'll make things easier for you and save you some money. The next tip I'm going to tell you is to clear your bags. I see it all too often. Everybody is getting all ready for the expansion. They're at the Dark Portal, ready to go, and they have 4 inventory slots. So take the time now to only keep the essentials with you.
Dude, I have, like, really bad OCD with this. One time I was watching Asmongold, and Asmongold opened up his bags, and I took a look at him. I closed the tab. I just left. Like, I couldn't, like, just the sight of his bags, I can't, I'm out. I gotta leave. I just closed it.
Important consumes, maybe an off-tank set if you're a warrior or something. But other than that, try to travel light unless you want to constantly be destroying items when you're trying to pick up your quest items. Jewel crafting is a new profession coming with the expansion, If you plan on becoming one, which will also be in the pre-patch, I imagine,
I wonder if you can do this
stocking up
during
on aura
pre-patch.
and gems now is a pretty good idea. Here's a list that I got from Thoughtbot. You need the gems to level it, and the ore you can prospect into gems, so it's best to stock up on that now rather than the pre-patch when everybody starts leveling up jewel crafting, which will drive the prices up. And on the flip side, it might also be worth holding on to any ore that you have now to sell for a higher price in the pre-patch. In general, getting your professions ready now is going to be a good idea. When you hit 70, the last thing you want to do is catch up in old world professions. You want to be able to start right from 300, right? Crafting is going to play a huge role in gearing in the Burning Crusade. I'd argue on par or even more than in vanilla, so it's very important that you A, know what professions you want, and B, have them capped at 300.
I'll tell you, and this is something I've realized after spending a lot of time leveling on the beta. I am 100% going to level with engineering on my warlock. Once I'm 70, I drop engineering. I'm gonna pick up leveling up. I'll be tailoring engineering because nades and sappers are so good. Like nades especially are so good for leveling. And then once I'm 70, I drop engineering and I level up enchanting. But I have all the. I'm gonna like gather all the enchanting mats beforehand. But before you drop engineering, going into TBC, consider keeping it for leveling. That's my advice.
100 before launch. I do plan on making a profession picking guide. This is the last of my 3 big guides for BC. The others being races and classes, which are on my channel if you're curious. My goal is to get that out before pre-patch, so keep an eye out for that if you don't know where to begin here.
Lylicia.
And since I'm on the subject too, you might be wondering how your class holds up in BC. The meta for BC is going to change quite wildly. Typically, it's going to start swinging.
Okay, dude. This is fake news. This is bullshit. This is exactly what a warrior would say. Exactly what a warrior would say.
In the favor of ranged classes, you'll find, which may be especially troublesome since we're going from a game where we have such an overabundance of warriors and rogues. They can hold their own depending on the tier, but in general, they fall behind ranged. I'd be especially mindful of this if you are a rogue or a warrior, and only go into BC if you really, really love the class. There's nothing wrong with it, that's what I'm doing, but just know that all of those classes and specs that you've laughed at for the past year and a half will have their revenge, which may make it more difficult to secure a raid spot. And on that note as well, it might be a good idea to have a few 60s ready to go just in case. Maybe a class seems cool and fun, and you get it to 70, but it turns out that it's just not clicking with you. However, if you maybe have a few contenders for your main, and you have trouble deciding, try to get a few 60s leveled up as a backup, so if you do switch mains, you can get right into Outland. That way, you're punished less if you do.
Or, you can just buy a bunch of 58 boosts. There it is, easy.
You end up changing your mind.
No problem.
In general, I'm always an advocate of leveling, and if you're curious, now's a pretty good time because ever since the Burning Crusade got announced, natural world leveling has seen a return. It depends on your server though. The lower population servers might still be pretty empty. Fairly Nino though is popping off, which is awesome. There are a handful of items that do carry over pretty well in the Burning Crusade. A common example you may know is Thunder Fury. Due to its proc, the threat generation holds up very well, and tanks will be using this in Burning Crusade because it's just that good.
Until
now,
maybe
obviously,
tier 5,
it's
right?
easier said than done to just get a Thunder Fury, but there are plenty more that you will find handy in BC. Various gear pieces from Nexramus.
I love like every 2 minutes his recording device changes. We've gone from Fraps to unregistered Hypercam 2. Now we're on fucking Bandicam. It's like, what is next?
Crafted items. Mark of the Champion is going to be great still for non-hygel. Badge of the Swarm Guard is still used in certain scenarios. The list is quite long, and it's a subject that's covered quite well already, so instead of listing them out here, I'll just have links to other videos class by class in the description, so that way you don't have to sit through classes that you don't play. And not just items, but consumes as well. The Brilliant Wizard Oil is still the best oil for certain classes, so it's worth stocking up on those.
And now, FYI, in Classic, this lasts, what, 30 minutes? In TBC, it lasts 1 hour, so this gets a huge upgrade.
Or at least the materials to make them. And considering that the expansion is all about a demon invasion, the elixir of demon slaying is going to be a must. Elemental sharpening stones are still handy, dark ruins. Just try to get all of the stuff that you see on screen right now, of course adapting depending on what class you are and things of that nature. And since we mentioned Arena, and this is for all of the sweat lords out there, But something I encourage now is to start dueling your own faction. Learn their racials. If you're Alliance, learn how to deal with Escape Artist. If you're Horde, learn how to deal with Will of the Forsaken. Throughout all of the game here, competitive PvP has been in the context of Horde versus Alliance. However, that's shifting in the Burning Crusade because in Arena, you can fight your own faction. I know that there are a lot of you out there who picked Horde on your Warlock because you didn't want to deal with Will of the Forsaken, or maybe you're a Horde Rogue so you didn't have to deal with the Orc Stun Resist. Now is as good a time as any to get some duels in and start developing strategies because these racials play a huge part in BC Arena, and having a better knowledge and understanding of how they work will win you games, period. And do know that arena skirmishes should also be available in the pre-patch too, so maybe if you want to practice a
Level
bit
60
before the
skirms are
actual
going to be so
expansion
fun.
launches, definitely take advantage of that, and you'll have a bit of an experience edge over other people once you do hit 7.
You know what still blows my mind? They fixed the Paladin Seal thing, but they didn't touch the racials. It's the racials, dude. The racials are what, like, break TBC PvP, man. Who gives a fuck about the Paladin Seals? Who cares? Like, who cares? Other than Red Paladins. I think it's a classic case of just, like, the Red Paladin community. They're just very vocal. You know what I mean? They're very, very vocal. But the racials, it's, I don't know.
And next up,
it's a bigger problem.
Some of the gold stuff. I already mentioned the ore for jewel crafting, summons to starter zones. Something you can do now is start working on transmute alts. Some professions in the game have the ability to transmute items into other items on a once per day or once every few day basis. Because it has this cooldown, they have value, and people will pay you money for the cooldown alone. You don't even need the materials, the buyer provides that. For example, alchemy can do the primal might transmutes, and you can even become...
Well, I mean, like, ideally, you just farm this stuff on your main, and then you funnel it over to your professionals, right? That's the best way. The alternative is, like, selling your cooldown, right? Like people already do with Arcanite bars and vanilla, but, I mean, hey, you can make more money if you just farm on your own.
I'm a transmute master, which gives you a chance to proc extra items. Tailors can do primal mooncloth, spellcloth, and so on. But to train the professions high enough to learn the recipes, you do need a certain character level, and for the BC stuff, it's level 50, so leveling characters now, or at least leveling the respective professions on them, is going to be a good idea. It's almost like passive gold making. You just log in, click a button, and bam.
I think one of these days, guys, join the Discord. One of these days, I want to do a UI review stream, where you guys post pictures of your WoW UIs, and we're going to review them on stream, and it's going to be hilarious. I think that would be so good. A classic WoW UI review stream. That's what we're going to do one of these days. So join the Discord. We're going to do one of these days.
People really underestimate how powerful it is. Like I said in other videos, I used it to fund my rank 14 grind, which is very expensive, and it gets even stronger in the Burning Crusade, in my opinion, with these procs. While we're at it, farming gold in general before launch is going to be helpful, of course. I don't know if you guys knew this, but we're actually going to be flying in the Burning Crusade, if you saw the trailer.
Unfortunately,
so a good number to hit is around 5,000, because that's the cost of the epic flying mount training.
Dude, for real, I think armored griffins are way better looking than the nether drakes. Not gladiator nether drakes, but armored griffins look way better than unarmored nether drakes. That's a hard truth.
I'd say farm a bit more than that to get some breathing room. Around 7,000 would be the point where I'd personally be comfortable going into Burning Crusade with. I'm sure you all have your own methods of making gold, but just thought it worth mentioning because it might be worth being a bit more frugal from now until launch and start stocking up. Next, another pre-patch tip here is to take advantage of the PvP gear. In the pre-patch, the honor system gets changed drastically. You no longer need ranks to purchase any of the gear, armor, weapons, mounts, all of it. You'll instead just earn honor points.
So look at this. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm stockpiling marks, and in pre-patch you can farm honor. You can buy all of this rank 12, 13, 14 gear on your main, on all of your alts. So you can go, if you want, you can have rank 14 gear on all of your alts going into TBC. It's going to make it a lot easier. And if you're motivated, you can probably farm the honor to get an entire rank 12, 13 set in like a day or 2 days. So it doesn't even take a lot of time. It's not that hard. And one more note, I guarantee you BGs are going to be popping during pre-patch because everyone's going to be doing this to farm their honor and stuff. Can you buy weapons? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes.
You no longer need ranks to purchase any of the gear, armor, weapons, mounts, all of it.
Yeah.
You'll instead just earn honor points from PvP, and you spend these honor points on the gear. And you also need these marks of honor that you get for winning or losing a battleground. So it's a good idea to stock up on these now for sure. They only stack.
What if we have never PvP'd before? It's okay. You're going to have about the skill set of someone that actually grinded the rank 14 gear before pre-patch anyway. So it doesn't matter.
To 20 right now, but something you may as well work on, right? Going into the Burning Crusade when it actually launches with full rank 14 gear will make a big difference, especially for those on PvP servers. Plus, they just look cool, so why not? And speaking of launch, let's talk about the actual launch. The best advice I can give you here is to just have a plan. You guys remember when Classic launched and the starter zones were absolutely flooded, queues were insane, and everybody was lagging their asses off? Remember when this all happened?
This is the best thing, man. Having a leveling plan is the best thing. So when Classic launch happened, like I was duo leveling with Craig. It was Priest Warlock duo leveling. After like, I don't know what, after like 2 hours, you know, we got through the starter zone. We're level 12, like level 11 at this point. Once we got to Lochmadon, we like never saw anyone. It was just the two of us. Like, dude, but like, I always use this example, but it's super true and like super telling. By the time we got to STV, we did a /who. We're the only people in the zone. We're the only, and it's like day 2 of Classic WoW. No one. You level fast. If you're ahead of the pack, dude, it's crazy because it's like there's a 7-hour logging queue. There's like 20 billion people online, but you look around, and it's like it's just you. Like there's no one anywhere around you because you're just zooming, right?
Happened when the entirety of the player base was split up across the world into 6 separate zones. Well, in Burning Crusade, there's one starter zone, and that's the Hellfire Peninsula, and it's gonna be insane, especially if they do release the paid character boost. Now, I'm sure there will be layering, and we'll have to see how that goes, but the key here is to have a plan. I would just go in expecting that you won't be able to complete any of the quests, and that you'll be corpse camped if you're in an imbalanced PvP server. A lot of people do plan on leveling solely through dungeons. Honestly, as boring as that sounds, I do think that it'll be the fastest way to level if you're the type of player who really wants to get straight into the endgame. If you do plan on leveling in the world though, I say don't even bother with Hellfire on launch day. Just head straight to Zangarmarch, which is just west of Hellfire. Some quests will be...
Dude, okay. I feel like every single person has this idea. Like, oh yeah, man, yo, everyone's going to be in Hellfire. I'm going to go to Zangarmarch. Like, no one's going to be... And so, like, everyone has the same idea. Watch, launch day, do a /who. There's going to be more people in Zangarmarch than there's going to be in Hellfire because literally every person has the same idea. Watch, there be, like, 3 people in Hellfire because everyone tried to, like, outsmart the system.
Some quests will be too high, but there are a good amount that you can do, and it definitely will be less hectic than Hellfire. And maybe the next day or a few days after that initial surge.
No, I'll say also real quick, FYI, on the beta, I tried on a fresh 60, just going right to Zangarmarch and completely skipping Hellfire. At level 60, there's enough quests in Zangarmarch to get you to 60.5. There's half a level of XP in Zangarmarch. Everything else, you need to be 61. So I tried that. I went to Zangarmarch, I get to 60.5, and then I'm like, okay, I have nothing to do. So I actually had to go back. I had to go back to Hellfire at 60.5 and do Hellfire shit to get to 61. There's just nothing.
You can backtrack and finish that up. So it really just depends on the type of player you are. Do you want to do the quests and have that more natural leveling experience? Or do you want to get in those dungeons ASAP and be in that first group of level 70s? If you're the type to really try to get level 70 quick, something you can do is stack quests. That is, get a bunch of quests all completed and ready to turn in, but hold off until the expansion is actually launched.
Dude, I would do this, but like on my Warlock, I've done like every quest in the game. Like, I actually sat and looked at the map, and I looked at all the quest hubs for like an hour the other day, and I was like, bro, there's nothing left to do. I've done all of it. I wish I had something, but it feels bad. Though, if you have 20, let's say you have 20 completed quests in your log, TBC launches, you can turn them all in, you get like a third of a level. and you have to fly around and turn them in and stuff. So I don't know if it's really worth it. I don't know.
Launched. You can hold 20 quests in your quest log at a time.
Yeah,
so
you would need
if you
summoning
want,
alts. Yeah, I think
you can just find a few quest types that you haven't finished yet and get all of those ready. And as soon as the expansion starts, turn them in, then hearth to a location close to the dark portal, and you'll be one of the first people to 61. Again, though, only if leveling really quickly is important to you, which I know it isn't for a lot of people. There are some other things you can do to prepare for the madness.
Ooh.
Something I plan on doing is bringing plenty of invisibility potions, that's for sure. These are lifelines on PvP servers, and I can pretty much guarantee you if you're planning on leveling in the world, these things will be more than worth it. But don't stop there.
I didn't even think about that. Okay, every Alliance player I see, I'm just going to buff them with Detect and Viz. Every single player is getting buffed.
Also have free action potions, general PvP consumes, grenades, health pots. Don't be caught with your pants down for sure if you do plan on leveling in the world on a PvP server. So that's the in-game stuff. Let's go ahead and shift on over to real life. Something I learned a long time ago with World of Warcraft is that as you grind reputation in-game, you actually lose it in real life. So for the 3 people out there watching who have a husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend, start working on that reputation now. Let them know that on release date and onward, to interact with you, they have to wait in the server queue just like everybody else.
17,000.
Gamer food is going to be a must. The tried and true Hot Pocket never fails. You have Mountain Dew.
So, let me guys give you some advice. Like, about a year ago, I kind of knew TBC is probably going to come out. And I was like, okay, I can just eat Hot Pockets and piss in a cup. Or I can invest. This is a radical idea. I said, I can invest in a gamer mommy wife. And so I just married a gamer mommy. And now, like I'm gaming. And she's cooking 5-star meals. She's gonna give me some sponge baths. I'll be at the desk, just coming in. Sponge bath time, sweetie. She's gonna come sponge me down. That I'm telling you, you guys have probably 3 months to get it. Okay, 3 more months.
Doritos, Cool Ranch, or nacho cheese. But the bottom line is that if your gaming arena doesn't look like this 1 week after launch, you're doing something wrong.
Dude, it's the fucking cigarettes. The funniest thing here is just the fucking cigarettes everywhere. The cigarettes everywhere.
After lunch, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, man.
If you're looking for other like-minded people out there do exist communities. I do actually have a GeoCities page for World of Warcraft that I'll have linked in the description. ThoughtBot is the best database for World of Warcraft, as you probably know by now.
True.
I'm part of a TeamSpeak server solely for the Burning Crusade Classic. It's a good place to talk about it and meet like-minded people. The most important thing really is to just enjoy yourselves and to make... Whoa, hey buddy, you're in the shop.
I'm telling you, man, I'm going to give you a very hot, spicy nuclear take. And this is just the truth. 99.9% of people that use TeamSpeak in the year 2021 are people that are LARPing as being hardcore gamers that are actually just shitters. I get because they in their brain they're like they associate it with being like a hardcore gamer, okay? But in reality, it's like, bro, like it's just like fucking cringe. If you're in like Limit, okay, and you're going for world first, it's like okay, right? But then you have like these like kind of like you have like these like kind of like mediocre like copycat guilds like use that shit. It's like, okay, dude, I don't know. I don't know. Discord, yeah, man, just fucking nitro boost it. You're good.
Oh,
drop
sorry
the
about
boost.
that, buds. I was just on my way over to SM Cat to help some friends level up.
Dude, he actually got Hobbs in the video. This is actually WoW Hobbs. That's his voice.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Wait, actually, I got a Warlock and Hunter ready to level. You got room?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to get you some levels. Just remember to rate the video 5 stars. Add it to your favorites if you liked it. And I've circled it in red here to click on more for this user because I'm always adding more and more videos. And lastly, hit the subscribe button. And that way you'll actually be notified whenever I do upload a new one.
Wow.
This YouTube stuff sounds pretty cool. Have you been doing it for long?
Well, actually, this is the first video I'm making. I think I'm gonna share the Hobbs way of pulling. I know a lot of people are having trouble earning gold. And
Wow.
I'm gonna be the best warlock ever. Watch out, Eladin. I am prepared.
Wow. Wow.
Farewell for
This is a
now,
good video.
mortals. We hope you enjoyed today's video.
It's like an April Fool's
See
video,
you
right?
again soon.